hey, everywhere I go, the beak seems to match the kind of food that's there. Now, if we go back to talking about evolution, what do you think happened? Do you think all of a sudden the birds are like, hey, we've got a lot of bugs on this island, so let's all make our beaks really pointy? You think that's what happened? No. What we probably think happened is that all of those birds that had that very long pointed beak, they were able to get their food. What happens when you eat? You live, right? And when they were able to live and survive, they were able to reproduce, and that characteristic got passed on. What do you think the ones that had that big old chunky beak happened to? On that island with the insects, they probably died. They probably weren't as successful in getting food, and they probably died off. So they weren't able to have more offspring. And over time, generations, all of the finches ended up being born with that more pointed beak, and that's what Darwin saw. Now, what he ended up calling this is natural selection. How nature selects what traits are going to be very good to have. There's always competition. There's competition for food, for water, for living space. I gave the example to a class the other day. How many of you want to live in a one-bedroom apartment with 60 family members, a bowl of grapes, and 2 cups of water?
We're Mexicans, not Mexicans.
What's going to happen to all those people if they're not allowed to leave? They're going to die, right? There's not enough resources, so what's going to happen? Who do you think is going to survive? You? The more dominant, the strongest, maybe the smartest person? Hey, I realized that that water and fruit bowl gets delivered at 6:02 a.m. So I'm going to set a clock, and I'm going to be the first one up, and I'm going to get there. If he's fat, do you think he's running really quick? No? Skimpy legs, he's fat, he's slow. These two guys are like, sorry bud, it was a great little lunch we just had, but we're out of here. So these guys have a better advantage. They're more likely to survive. They're faster. They're quicker. So they got away from the lion. Whereas maybe this lion is beating out other lions because she's the quickest. She beat other ones to get to that lion. Or I'm sorry, to that zebra. So she gets to eat, he gets to die, and that is life as we know it. All right, so there's a lot of competition. So, Darwin came up with the idea, Shaquille, of survival of the fittest. Now, does that mean that that lion hit the gym every day, pumping a lot of iron? No. Fitness is a very different idea when we talk about science. Fitness means you have excellent adaptations. You can eat, you can find water, you can find shelter, you've got a lot of land, and you're able to reproduce successfully and pass on those really good adaptations. Humans have a very strong advantage because we are able to do such fine motor skills because we have that thumb. So, what you guys are going to see today, if you flip open this inside page, you're going to see some tasks that we want you to complete. We want you to write your name. We want you to open a jar, button some buttons, pick up coins, pick up a cup, do a zipper, and lift a chair. You're going to do all of that. Your partner is going to time you, so you guys can actually take out your cell phones and use your stopwatch app.
I gotta turn off light.
And then, once you've done all of those things, you raise your hand, and we come around and take your thumbs. So you now have to do all of those tasks again without a thumb. We're going to be able to see what's easy to do and what's a lot more difficult to do. So you're going to do everything just normally. If I tell you to pick up 5 coins, you're just going to pick them up like you normally would. After we do everything, we'll go back, tape your hand up, and then you'll be able to do all the activities like this. Alright, so we're going to see what's easy and what's more difficult.
You say you pick up like